If you're a coach and you're thinking, wow, I am so good at this. I love the transformation I'm seeing in people, but why isn't my business growing any faster? The answer usually has nothing to do with your coaching skill and everything to do with how you're running the business. And I'm going to teach you how to fix that right now. I see this constantly with coaches. I see it all over Reddit, Trustpilot, Google reviews, everywhere where coaches are frustrated and angry at every lead source possible. And in full disclosure, my name is Don Markland. I'm the co-CEO of Noomii.com. We run one of these platforms where we work with thousands of coaches every single week on helping them grow their practice. And I see it. I read the responses all the time from coaches that are frustrated and angry because they're not getting what they call quality leads. Now, what is the difference? How are so many coaches frustrated, but then a select few are super successful? And I get it. They're frustrated because momentum feels very slow or even inconsistent. And I'm going to tell you now the truth that probably most coaches don't want to hear, but it's absolutely what matters and will help you have a stable, growing practice. It has to do with your understanding of a lead. Leads come in most commonly for coaches, especially coaches that are under $1 million. Most coaches get the vast majority of their leads from referrals or word of mouth. And those types of leads are a very different type of lead source. Getting leads from referrals and word of mouth doesn't require a lot of salesmanship. In fact, those people come pre-trusted, preloaded with trust, ready to close. And in order for you to grow and scale this practice, you need to master the art of selling to people that don't know you, people that found you on Google, that found you from a Google ad, that don't know you from anything. That is the difference maker. And let's talk about one specific element of that, which has to do with sales cycles. Sales cycle stands for the length of time from lead origination to all the way when they actually sign the paperwork and close. And oftentimes coaches don't understand this concept. In fact, many business owners don't understand this concept. Sales cycles, especially in coaching, are longer than you want. And let's think about why. Hiring a coach is a big decision. It's expensive, it's personal, and oftentimes the product feels intangible to the buyer. And that means most people won't decide very quickly. And the mistake coaches make is letting one fast close distort their expectations. Yes, occasionally someone meets with you and they sign within a couple of days or a week. But remember, that is the exception, not the rule. That is not what the general market will do. The right metric to track is simple: lead origin date to your average close date. And when you actually track it, you'll see the truth that we've seen on Noomii.com as well as in my own coaching practice, that most prospects take 4, 6, 8, or even 12 weeks to convert. And that's normal. That isn't rare, that's normal. If you assume silence means no, you're going to quit too early. This is important as a business owner. You have to understand that sales cycle so you can manage your cash flow appropriately. And if you start to think that follow-up or staying on them over that time is too much pressure, you are never going to make it in this business. Professional coaches stay present and keep following up. They follow up, they check in, they stay on the radar because they understand the cycle and how long it takes from somebody to become a lead to when they're going to convert. Remember, in coaching, growth comes from numbers and process, not better coaching skills. I know this stings a little bit. I know it's hard to hear, but being a better coach will improve your retention, but it does not automatically improve your growth. It doesn't. I have worked personally with over 2,000 coaches, and I have yet to see a coach with negative reviews. Yet to see one. And that drives home that point that being a better coach does improve retention. Yes, but it doesn't automatically improve growth. Growth comes from 3 things: knowing your numbers, knowing your process, and staying consistent with that process. And this is something I would say to you as a coach, as well as to business owners all over the world. You can be a phenomenal coach, but you will still struggle if you don't know how many leads you need to grow your practice. You don't know your close rate. You don't know your sales cycle, and you don't have a consistent process to generate those leads that are not word of mouth or referrals. Many amazing coaches never get traction because they run the business on hope instead of math. Coaching is the service, but growth and marketing is the system. And if you don't separate these two, you are always going to feel stuck. Now, here's a little secret thing that I tell coaches to do. When you're down, I want you to get around momentum. And what do I mean by that? Well, coaches are often terrible coachees. You're not good at listening to your own advice. So when your momentum is down and you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck, stop saying, I'll figure this out myself. Stop saying, I'm just going to go find some free tools or free help. That is not how business owners would work. That's not how you want your clients to work. You want your clients to invest in growth. And that's sticking alone and doing it yourself is usually the wrong move. When you're in a lull, you don't need isolation. You need connection. You need to show up, get around other professionals, borrow their momentum, and keep learning, because the momentum is contagious. This is why I'm a part of multiple groups that I can meet with every single week, and so should you. And yes, on Noomii.com, when you're an elite member, you get free access to one of these groups. And that's why you want to be in rooms where people are lifting you up and building you up rather than just being frustrated. So here's my question for you. Do you know your average sales cycle from leads that are not word of mouth or referrals? Do you know it, or are you guessing? That answer tells you a lot about how you're running your business. Most coaching businesses don't fail because the coach isn't good enough. They stall because expectations are unrealistic, numbers aren't tracked, and process isn't consistent. And you as the coach are continuing to try to do it alone. Remember, long sales cycles are normal. Growth is built on systems, not talent, and momentum is easier to sustain when you're not doing it alone. That's how real coaching businesses grow, steadily and on purpose. So thank you so much for watching this video. And please like, subscribe, leave comments about your practice so we can help. And as always, continue to tune into the channel where I'll help you grow that coaching practice one client at a time.